That's why there are so many people who are struggling, even if they have crores of rupees. Every rupee is saying, "Oh God, I should get in more and more," because they're stuck. You haven't got a poorer person than that person. You can see it in a lot of people who have become very rich, but they still behave like as if they're poor. They might show off through their clothes, but in their attitude, they're still very poor because that fear, that anxiety, that survival experience, they're still in that survival mode. They're stuck over there. Their traumatic experience is stuck over there.
So, in case when you are in a survival mode
Hmm.
and you want to really get out of it and thrive, um, separating the then and the now becomes
Very.
very essential.
Being present is the key. See, generally we talk about being mindful and being present. Many of the times, what happens is that most of the people are talking. It's just a loose talk. Many people don't even know what it means to become aware, be mindful. Again, what is letting go? They talk about it. Oh, you should let go. But what does that mean? Who's supposed to let go? What is supposed to let go? She comes back in the present. Oh, that grandfather है वहाँ है ठीक है उसमें क्या है? I am not going through it right now. So then and now ये difference हो जाता है. Once that happened, the body starts feeling safe. And that is the time you actually start living your life. Otherwise, you're only in your survival mode. That's why there are so many people who are struggling, even if they have crores of rupees. Every rupee is saying, "Oh God, I should get in more and more," because they're stuck. You haven't got a poorer person than that person. You can see it in a lot of people who have become very rich, but they still behave like as if they're poor. They might show off through their clothes, but in their attitude, they're still very poor because that fear, that anxiety, that survival experience, they're still in that survival mode. They're stuck over there. Their traumatic experience is stuck over there.
So, in case in when you are in a survival mode and you want to really get out of it and thrive, separating the then and the now becomes very essential.
Being present is the key. See, generally we talk about being mindful and being present. Many of the times, what happens is that most of the people are talking. It's just a loose talk. Many people don't even know what it means to become aware, be mindful. Again, what is letting go? They talk about it. Oh, you should let go. But what does that mean? Who's supposed to let go? What is supposed to let go? But you cannot let go of something till you haven't experienced it because the loop has to get complete. Once you let go, you don't even think about it. It's just gone. Like generally, when you're past till the time you don't pass 10 standard, 12 standard, you're so anxious and worried. Once you pass 10 standard, you don't even think about it.
True. I think the barrier here is not more about wanting to try something, but a lot of people are so scared of facing that trauma again because they feel if I go to a somatic expert or a healer, I'm going to have to relive all of that trauma again in my, in my mind, in my body. And that seems like a very, difficult
Yes.
task.
Yeah. So it's just about somatic, it's about any therapist.
Any therapist.
And many a times, what has happened, they've gone to a therapist or a counselor and they made them talk. And they made them talk. They thought that talking is the way out. Are you getting me? But talking is not the way out. It is experiencing. It's an experience that is held. So in core somatic or in the somatic therapy, we say the way it got in, that's the way to get out.
Okay.
So I generally say, you tell people that you have one door of your house. How do you get into the house? Through the door. And how do you get out of the house? Through the door. So same way that experiences have entered or that felt through your senses. How do you get them out? Through your senses only. You can't do it in your mind. Make sense? You can rationalize in your mind, it's gone, okay, now I am safe, but the body says, I am not safe. What are you doing? And that brings in a lot of conflict. That's why a lot of times these affirmations don't work very well. Because at the subconscious level, the traumatic experience is still there, present there, and you're trying to change it at the conscious level. Connection ही नहीं होता है. And it gets worse. That's why meditation sometimes can be harmful in some cases, especially if you have deep traumatic experiences. Yes, but if you do a somatic, meditative, body scanning and all that, which आप करते रहो, उसमें जा सकते हैं, but it's best to take some support of a therapist. Okay, so when they go, they bring it out. In somatic, we don't. So what happened is happened. I call my therapies or my cure, my work as accelerated cures.
Okay.
The reason is very simple, because what would take a long time, I just compressed it in half an hour or 1 hour, and suddenly the person starts changing. The reason is that we are not getting into the story. We just need to get the story in order to bring up the experience. Then the story is out, only the experience is remaining. And what is the experience, like what I told you about that girl from Pakistan or the girl choking? She just has to feel that. And whatever is there, we release that. There's a particular way, allowing it and being present to it, and the discharge is happening. So all those things, and then break them to a safe space. So we don't need to go into that whole story again and again. Again, it's just about the bodily experience, and then you keep releasing it. So that's why it becomes much more faster, much more easier, and much more smoother, and you don't have to re-experience or relive the trauma.
Wow.
Much more safer.
It's so beautiful and simple. If half an hour of therapy can just, without having to go through all of that pain
Yeah.
again, help an individual to just come out of it.
Yes, it does.
And when you're going through trauma, trauma also leaves a few after effects.
Yeah.
In the sense, a lot of us, we do come out of it, but the trust is broken. So the ability to trust again, oh, it's all right, I'm feeling fine today, but I'm not willing to trust another person anymore. So I'm going to, we become extra cautious. And, for some people, it is trust. For some people, they also, I feel, go into a shell where they stop wanting to fight for themselves. They want to, come to a particular, regular, comfortable state, and not fight for their dreams or not work towards something bigger than where they are. So, can somatic help with reinstilling that trust, re-regulating your own, body and patterns, and building that resilience and that zest for life again?
Yes. That's a very good question. Or uh, see, remember, what is the body trying to do when you say comfort zone? And we put a lot of people down. Why are you procrastinating? Or you don't want to do anything? No, that's the body's way to protect itself.
Mm, true.
Okay, why do you, like, when I look at my own times when I'm procrastinated, I don't want to do it because I'm not very confident about it. So I don't want to go for that meeting, or I'll avoid that meeting. A lot of children, they don't want to go to school. Parents are saying, okay, तुम ऐसे नहीं करते, समझा करो. यहाँ पे समझाने से कुछ नहीं होगा. This body is feeling that fearful experience. It doesn't feel safe because I've been bullied in the school. And these are real cases. I've been bullied in the school. Someone called me names. Are you hearing? And I don't want to face them again. Now, the body's best way of protecting is, okay, don't go there. Now, what happens is that this traumatic experience that rewires you for protection. It protects you. And healing, what it does is that it rewires you to connection. And that is what it brings out in you. You start connecting to people, you start connecting to your vision, like that girl. She started going to the college and everything. Are you getting me? It rewires you to connect socially also, and to your vision, to your dreams. And that's why, if you notice, many people, they get into many workshops like enhancing wealth, scaling a business 10 times. But out of that 100 people, one person does it or two people does it. Who's right there to crack the code? Rest of them, I realize they can't do it. Not because they're not capable, just because there's a traumatic experience. They say, "Ki boss, the traumatic experience says, no, you're not ready for that." You get that fear pulls you back. And there's so much of money that people put in.
Yes,
That's
insane.
because they haven't reached. And then you might go and attend workshops on how to think better and how to visualize. नहीं work करता. Because आपको पहले वो traumatic experience, मतलब building का foundation खराब है यार. बिल्डिंग का फाउंडेशन खराब है, आप फाउंडेशन को ठीक करो. बिल्डिंग अपने आप जगह पे रहेगा. आप फाउंडेशन को ठीक नहीं करते और बिल्डिंग को बचाने उसमें पेंट मार रहे हो, नहीं हो सकता. Is that clear? So now, why this happens? Because all this traumatic experience, when we say mind, it is stored in the brain and the nervous system. That's why you feel it when you're walking on the station, you feel it in your body because the nervous system is holding on to it. And it's not all people, some people, and you don't even know why. Because the nervous system is reacting and it is stuck in the fight, flight, and the freeze mode. Is that clear? One of the modes, fight, flight, or freeze, or differently. And even when there is no threat around, there's no danger around, it still reacts as if there's danger.
Right.
तो मैं बोलूंगा अरे उधर कुत्ता है, इधर तो कुत्ता नहीं, लेकिन you start getting scared over here only. Because it just imagines that and it starts feeling as if it's happening now. That is how the trauma works. Are you getting it?
Right. So, I was introspecting on that fear part. I deal with a lot of women, Dr. Rajiv, who are struggling with weight issues. And
Wait.
yes, weight issues. So, they all come with a target. I want to lose XYZ kgs. And they're all, as you said, workshop after workshop after workshop. They've gone to the dietitian, the nutritionist, and they've got their plan in place and they've got their exercise chart, all the workout plan in place and everything. But every morning when they wake up, it's that moment something happens and they're just not able to push themselves to get to the gym. So, what is exactly happening? Because this is a very common problem a lot of people today are struggling with.
So it depends upon what they have gone through and what they are holding on to. And now, when I'm saying they are holding on to, I am not saying that they are wrong or they're purposely doing it. It's a very unconscious way of protecting them. I'll give you one case. This girl was maybe 100 kgs plus tall, maybe as tall as me, 5'9", 5'10", kuch hogi, and huge, really obese. And as I take the case, she comes in and she tells me, I don't want to lose my weight. I say, why? She says, because if I lose my weight, then my father would get me married.
Ouch.
Yeah, 28, 29. And very bubbly, but all of a shard, I could see that. And then I said, what happened? She's saying, right from childhood, I've been abused by my cousins a lot, sexually abused. Now you see how it protects. So he's saying, I can't trust anyone. I can't trust. So better, so if I'm so obese, no one get attracted to me. So I don't have to get married. So the best way is remain obese. So what you said is
How
right.
did you help her out?
So I was working with her, but the thing is, it couldn't because many of times they leave the session. But I'm telling you the story how it works in this case. But again, if I have to help her out, then I have to work on the trauma. Like I'll give you another case. This lady has gone through bariatric surgery procedure, and she was quite obese. She's pulled down, but she was obese. The hip was very big, and walking was very difficult. She had severe back pain. She would almost bend like this. And if she has to sit down and she has to get up or lie down on the examination table, she would take minutes. Yeah, dhire, 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 because it's painful. And she's big and all the time crying, sad, grieving for everything. She would cry. And she's been there for some time. I'm not saying that it's one session now, because when it gets deeper, we have to work longer. And now you have to see her chirpy, bubbly. It's like if I say it's so much, she's come down so much. She says her back pain and everything has gone down by 60, 70%.
Wow.
Many a times she's able to walk aram se. She would never exercise. She said, doctor, मेरे को exercise मत बोलो, जरा भी आप ऐसा भी करने बोलोगे, मेरे को severe pain होगा. That's why she would not do yoga, nothing. Came few days back and she's saying, doctor, क्या क्या exercise करना है मेरे को बताओ. I will start. Are you getting it? And guess what? I put her on the floor. I showed her so many exercises of the hip and everything, because the back pain is there. So I have various exercises which can release the back pain and the pain, the arthritic pains, in a short period. I won't say immediately, in a short period. And guess what? She did all of them. And I just reminded her that always used to, whenever I used to say exercise, she used to get angry on me. Remember the protection, the body protects. And now she's saying, Doctor, मैं क्या क्या exercise करना मेरे को बताओ. We recorded, gave it to her, and she said, I'll do it every day.
Wonderful.
So this is how it is. So what you're saying is right. The traumatic experience is what creates a body also, like the weight and all that. Until the time you don't release it, and this the same thing applies for wealth also. The same thing applies for relationship. You don't have a problem in relationship. What you're reacting to is your own experience that comes up in the relationship, not maybe because of the other person. Always. Are you getting it? Like the despair in her was because of the anger or the hurt, pain she was having because of her husband being very reactive or aggressive. Though the husband loved her a lot, she knows that he knows it. Because he would go through so much of guilt for getting angry. But he's saying, मेरे से रुका नहीं जाता, मेरे को पता नहीं. वो moment में मेरे से हो जाता है. But the moment we release that hurt and the pain and the grief, she's open again to physical intimacy. This is how it is. You just have to release that experience. And she's also conceived.
Wow.
Also conceived, yeah, 2 months. जो नहीं हो रहा था so many years. So this is how magic happens.
This is beautiful. But you know what I'm thinking right now is this is about the person's individual trauma. Like she had a situation with her husband, and they sort of she released that part of herself which was holding on to that feeling or that hurt or that grief. Um, However, Dr. Rajiv, in a lot of cases, I've observed that there is trauma being passed down from one
Yeah,
generation to another.
generations.
So, when trauma is not your own trauma, it's coming from somewhere, it's not your own personal experience, even. How do you break these silent loops that you're being passed on, from generation to generation to generation? Because then it's become such a solid thing, the whole family, it's not just you, your sibling is also dealing with it, and your others, people in the family. So it becomes a very normal kind of thing. And people know it's something not supposed to be, and yet everybody is in the same loop. So it becomes all the more difficult to break it.
Yes. So, if you see in some families, almost everyone has one or the other disease. किसी को diabetes होता है, किसी को ये होता है, someone is anxious, someone is sad, someone is... So definitely there's a dysfunctionality that has been passed down. But only thing, different people or different individuals picked it up differently, and it got stored by the different meanings given by themselves very unconsciously, and that is what becomes a disease. So I'll just give you, since you brought this up, I'll just give you my own story.
Okay.
I was very anxious and I didn't know कि ये सब क्यों हो रहा है. Till the time I started connecting to what my mother is going through. My mother was very anxious. She was always worried about five sons. Okay. And when she got married, money and everything was a problem. You know how it was some 60, 70, 80 years back. It was such a difficult thing. And every person is trying to make on their own. So and then I realized what she must have gone through. Because
five sons is quite a bit.
Huh?
I said 5 sons is quite a bit as a mother to even handle emotionally.
Yes.
And the financial worry.
Yeah. And it's almost like every day का पैसा आने का तो होएगा, नहीं तो नहीं होगा, because it wasn't कि बस आपके month के पहले पैसे आएगा, because dad was doing a business and all that. So I could realize, because एक बेटा बड़ा होता है, टीनेज में जाता है, उसका पंगा चालू. ठीक होने लगता है, दूसरा बेटा टीनेज में आता है, उसका पंगा चालू. उसके पहले 5 जन को स्कूल भेजने का पैसे नहीं. I could actually understand what she must have gone through, but I could actually understand why I am a worrier, why I get anxious, why I am over caring about others, why I am so sensitive to what people say and do and to help them. And then it started making sense. So in this case also, what is very, very important, like what we say, is that the that we don't just inherit the eye color, we don't just inherit the looks, but we are also inheriting the survival patterns of a person.
True.
Is that clear? So now, in that case, I was carrying the fear and the hypervigilance. That wasn't mine.
True.
That wasn't mine. And I didn't even know why I was so reactive. Because, and it's so difficult to separate all this from your mother, very honestly. It's not easy because you can't even see it. You can't see it because they are like this. Even after being a doctor and going through all this, it's after her death I started exploring all this. What's happening? Why so much of anger? And then I realized I have picked up so much from her. And then I started working on it. And then I started healing it. You know, I could see that it is not her. But I could see that so many women, you see, it's passed on generation. Women go through it because it's been passed down generations. Men go through this worry. People say, oh, वो तो मजा करता है. I realized नहीं मजा नहीं करता, काम करता है. और उसको ही पता है वो कितने तकलीफ से जाता है जब वो काम करता है, क्योंकि उसको हर रोज सोचना पड़ता है मेरे बच्चों का क्या है, मेरे वाइफ का क्या है, मेरे साथ कुछ भी होगा चलता है लेकिन मेरे वाइफ और बच्चों का क्या होगा. लाइक सो मेनी पीपल कमिंग एंड से आई हैव टू डू एवरीथिंग ताकि मेरे वाइफ और बच्चा सेफ रहे. ही गोस थ्रू हिज ओन प्रॉब्लम, द वाइफ इज सेइंग मेरे बच्चों को सब कुछ ठीक हो जाना चाहिए. इट्स सच अ and it connects very well when you start understanding. So it's not that this person is having fun and she's not doing anything. ऐसा नहीं, दोनों तरफ से जा रहा है. If you understand this, you can have great harmonious relationships.
And I think it's, as a couple, very essential to understand the other, the fears and the struggle that the other one is going through. And when you, I think when you talk and you connect better,
Right.
uh, a lot of couples can resolve a lot of.
And that is where I work a lot with relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been able to have, with most couples, I've been helping them have huge breakthroughs. Some of them come for just for that we want to have separation, we want to have divorce. And they go back staying together.
Wow.
Not only staying together, having kids and living a very healthy life. And I've been able to do this thanks to the somatic healing. So what happens that when we are going with the parental thing also, or the intergenerational, remember one thing, even if it's an intergenerational thing or it's coming down through generational, transgenerational, and it's coming down through generations, but all the experience, I still feel it in my body. So I have to reconnect to the body and start healing that generational thing off. That is what I did. And then the body knows that it's over. The threat is over. I don't have to carry it anymore. But everything is felt in the body. And then there are ways of doing it. Yeah. A lot of energy healing and all that, the release of that experiences and all that. And then it starts falling in place. And what happens is that as you start healing, it's not only you healing, that's very important. You're healing everything ahead of you also.
True.
The whole lineage you're going to support. So this becomes a very act of ancestral repair. Like if you have seen this एक image आता है जहाँ पे there is this great grandfather.
Yes.
He's
passing on to the next
and he's screaming at the sun or whatever ऐसा दिखा रहे हैं. And then he's looking at and he's carrying. And then there is this present time adult. He's having a chhatri in his hand. Are you getting me? Facing towards the sun. So he's saying, I've blocked all this and I'm taking care of my son and they're safe. So it's a very beautiful thing.
Lovely. And since we've been discussing, and you just said there are so many different techniques within somatic. For someone who is listening right now and is currently in this moment feeling, anxious or frozen or triggered, what is the one simplest, yet powerful somatic practice or tool you would share for them to just feel a little grounded? This is not therapy, please, for all the listeners. If you're going through anything like that, you must go through and connect with someone who can really help you one on one. I'm going to be sharing Dr. Rajiv's details in the description below. So if you are someone who's feeling anxious, frozen, triggered, or is undergoing any of what we have discussed today, please feel free to reach out to Dr. Rajiv. And yet, if Dr. Rajiv, if somebody is feeling in this moment frozen or anxious, what can they do to just calm themselves down or come back to center until they can reach out to you? Any one simple tip?
I will give you three.
All
Very
right.
simple, because this is something that I teach all my clients, all my students know this.
Okay.
Very simple. So one of the things is very simple. You got to pay attention. Like right now, you're thinking so much. Just pay attention to your breath at your nostrils. Just pay attention to your breath at your. You're just feeling it. You're not pulling it hard. You're just observing, as if you're looking at yourself from the outside. Yeah. Now tell me how many thoughts you have.
I was sort of counting my breath.
Yeah. So it just goes away. The thoughts go away. Right? One of the things. But then many of them are so anxious they can't do this. One of the things is like which you can do is that take your left hand,
Mhm.
especially when you're feeling threatened, you feel very anxious. Take your left hand, put it under your right armpit,
All right.
and then take your left right hand and put it on your left shoulder.
Right.
Like this is like giving a hug.
Oh, lovely.
And just notice how it feels. And you have to observe your body as you do it. Now you observe your breath. Yeah. And just notice that you took a deep breath. That's a relaxing breath.
Yes, and my body sunk uh,
That's relaxation.
a downward.
Yeah. That's your nervous system regulating itself now. It's calming down. But then you have to practice it regularly. Okay. Third one, which I'll give, which is like a slightly longer one. So whenever you're anxious or whenever you're feeling triggered or you feel frozen, you just have to wait. You don't have to do the things that you're doing.
Pause.
Just take a regular breath and just do it right now with me. Just pay, put your feet on the floor, feel the flow with your feet completely. Okay. Now inhale gently, slowly through your nose and exhale through your mouth even slower. Very slow. Yeah, you can do this few times. Yeah, but we'll be going a little more faster in this. Yeah, then you have to place your hand on your heart. Yeah, and just tell yourself, I'm here,
I'm here.
I'm safe
I'm safe.
enough right now.
I'm enough right now.
Yeah, just say it in your mind. You can say it in your mind also. I'm here and I'm safe enough right now. And just be aware of what is happening in the body. Sometimes you feel something changing in your head, like sensations, or the shoulders are relaxing, whatever you may feel, or your breath going a little more deeper.
I can feel my breath going in sync actually.
Yeah,
Become very regulated.
regularly.
Not too many highs or lows.
Yeah. So what happens in anxiety? Your breath goes higher, your heartbeat goes higher, you get palpitation, your body gets tighter. Now, with all this, your body relaxes and your nervous system feels safer. And this are few ways of the somatic resetting. You can just reset your your body, your soma. And if you notice, this is very simple. They're very quick to act. Like when we are doing a therapy, we use a lot. There was a time when I had this lady who came to me and she was having some major relationship issue in a marriage, and she was struggling. And she also had an extramarital affair. which the husband didn't know for 11 years. And the husband never talked to her, nothing, very quiet. And she had this pain that he doesn't talk to her at all. She's saying he's just quiet. वो अपना काम करता है, बात नहीं करता है. So it's not that he doesn't love her or whatever, but मतलब बात ही नहीं करता, चुप रहता है, अपना काम ही करता रहता है. And now she goes through a pain, and then you can't blame anyone for whatever happened. And now what happens is that she comes to me, and then we go through that feeling of the hurt, pain, and then she goes into her childhood where she says, "My father never paid attention to me." Now you can connect.
And it's the
So and there is something called touch. In touch, movement, and breath, and all those things are used when we are doing somatic work. So I just went behind her and I put my hand after taking permission. You have to take permission, and put my hand on her shoulder. And it was just 10 seconds. She's saying, "Doctor, there's something happening. The whole body is like vibrating, and I can feel as if there's a lot of energy running through my body, as if it's going into the ground." Just took us 5, 7 minutes. And she says, "Doctor, I'm so relaxed. I'm feeling so comfortable. I'm just feeling just okay with myself. All that issues with the dad, the husband, just resolve that day, just with the touch." And it's an appropriate kind of touch in the right place. So important. Guess what? She goes home, calls off that relationship. She calls off that relationship that day. She says, "No more." And she says, "Doctor, I'm so surprised. It's been 12, 13 years. My husband is always quiet. And suddenly I see him concerned about me. He's asking, 'How are you doing?' He keeps talking to me. Kaisa hai, theek hai na?" I don't know. There's nothing much I have done. But he started changing. Are you getting it? So this is the kind of shift that happens in people. So touch is very, very important. It's an attuned touch. So all this touch is very important. That's why I tell all my clients also to practice touching, lying on the floor, various things. I give them certain exercises, breathing exercises, because they have to get in touch with themselves.
True.
Otherwise, it's almost like you abandoning yourself. You abandon your child. This is the child. Don't abandon it like that. You just get in touch.
That is a beautiful thought to end our conversation with, Dr. Rajiv. And with that, we cannot end without having some fun. So we're going to have a very quick 10-question rapid fire, just to end the episode at a lighter note.
Yeah.
So let me know when you're ready and we can
Before
go.
that, I want to share with you something.
Yes,
Do you want to see some magical change in a client?
absolutely.
I'll just show this. Okay. So there is this lady who comes to me. She doesn't come to me. She's on my, in my. So I do a workshop called Core Somatic Integration. I'm also, as I said, this is what I want to teach everyone how to connect to themselves. I'm also coming up with a workshop called Quantum Matrix Repatterning, where you just repattern everything.
Okay.
So that is completely changing how you think, feel, believe, and your bodily experience also. So that is what I'm coming up. So and I do. She attends my workshop in core somatic integration. One doctor said, "Raju, usko le lo, bahut bimar hai." So I said, "Fine." But when I saw her, this is the first time I had someone who's just lying on the bed and attending the workshop. She's just a 32-year-old or something. And she's just lying there. Then we asked her what happened. And it's a 2-day workshop online. I said, "What is happening?" She's saying, "I'm going through some ailment, which is called histamine intolerance, which is supposed to be incurable as per the medical allopathic standpoint. And I have to be very careful with my diet because I can react to anything." So she's just having some थोड़ा सा soup, boop, एकदम पतली होगी, एकदम exhausted होगी, चलना करना भी तकलीफ हो गया. She's lying there. We did the 2 days, and after a few days, she calls me up. She's saying, "Can I have a session with you?" I said, "हो सकता है ज़्यादा change नहीं आया," because in the workshop, I made a point to do a demo with her because it's best that she gets the best out of that session, out of the workshop. And then we did 2 sessions, and then she stopped. I said, "Maybe nothing worked." Then see what happens. You want to see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Oh, you have to.
I
I'm
have
sending
to
you a
share my
request.
screen.
Yeah. Post.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to show you something. Now she couldn't walk. She couldn't sit up. She couldn't even to the washroom. She has to. Someone has to take her around. Okay. And there was no connection after that. Only thing she told me in the second session was, I'm feeling slightly better in my energy. Then she never called up. So I said, हो सकता है ठीक नहीं हुआ अभी क्या करेंगे कुछ नहीं कर सकते. I wanted her to be around. And can you see this?
It's rolling up.
You can
Yeah.
see this?
Now we can.
And then she writes, Good morning, Dr. Rajiv. This has come in August of this year. She came to me in June of last year, 2024. And this is August of 2025. Good morning, Dr. Rajiv. Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to share the good news with you. I'm walking again since last October. Yeah, that is 6 months. July, August, September, October, 4 months. Slowly that has increased and strength. I don't know what is Alba's increased. Yeah. And in June, I was able to start, June 2025, I was able to start skydiving accelerated free fall training. I have used core somatics nearly every day. I cannot say thank you enough for your teaching and support when I was at my lowest and without hope. I'm grateful for your help, Pondicherry. Now you can see this photo. She's doing the skydiving.
Lovely.
So this is miraculous cure. Like I don't call it a miracle, very honestly, because I believe I don't call my cures as miracle, very honestly. I've had people who have been supposed to go in for a surgery 2 weeks later. We do the therapy, 3 sessions at Matunga. She's a nutritionist. And she goes back to the surgery to get the investigations done after 15 days. The doctor says the symptom for which we are going to do the surgery is not existing. And she tells me after 6 years, every year the doctor, because the doctor is also a relative, tells her to do the test so that it will come back. And she says, I don't get it, why he doesn't understand. It will never come back. She's so sure. So
That is a powerful
this how, yeah. So and I don't call it a miracle because the body knows how to heal it. How can I call it a miracle? Just because I put a putty on a fracture, I have not treated the fracture. The fracture was anyways going to get treated. So I don't call this miracles.
true.
I say it's that's the possibility of the body. It's capable of doing all this. We don't allow it to do it. I get it. We don't allow it to do it because we are not trained in that. अभी मुझे फाइनेंस नहीं आता तो मैं कैसे पैसे बराबर से कमाऊं नहीं आता है मुझे मतलब मुझे नहीं आता है कमाने का कैसे है और आई विल कीप डूइंग मिस्टेक्स बट अगर वो स्टॉक मार्केट वाला बराबर से उसको आता है ही इज मेकिंग द मनी व्हाइल अदर्स आर लूजिंग बिकॉज़ ही नोज द स्टॉक.
Yes, and that brings me to the message to all the listeners that if you are struggling or if you are going through any kind of trauma, anxiety, and yes, sometimes we don't have the best knowledge in therapy or the way you're a specialist in some field, there are specialists for healing. And if you're someone who's listening to this and could use help, I would say please do reach out to Dr. Rajiv Naidu and get the right kind of support and the right kind of guidance that will help you go miles beyond where you think you can be. With that, we are going to move into a quick rapid fire. So, are
You're
you
getting me
ready?
nervous. Yeah.
Awesome. So, let's begin. Dr. Rajiv, one common trauma myth you would like to bust for us today.
That trauma is incurable. It is very much
Beautiful. A book that changed how you see healing.
Waking Waking the Tiger by Peter Levin.
Wow. All right.
Completely changed my view.
Okay. One emotion people run away from the most.
Anxiety, fear.
Your favorite grounding ritual on a chaotic day.
Yeah, it's observing the body, which I call as witness sensing. I sense my body. I witness my body.
Witness.
Witness sensing. I call it witness sensing.
Okay. If healing and therapy had a soundtrack, what song would it be?
Oh, I cannot, but I have my favorite song, which I can tell you.
Yes.
There are two of them. One of them I'll say. Like it's more of contribution. This is what I live my life for. So I always love this song when when I sing, Madhuban खुशबू देता है सागर सावन देता है जीना उसका जीना है जो औरों को जीवन देता है मधुबन खुशबू देता है because when we start getting integrated you'll always express outwards you'll always share you'll always give when you are not integrated you are unintegrated you are disintegrated you'll always hold because there's so much of fear and when you get integrated you just give that's why all the people including the buddhas and the jesus and the nanaks they only gave because they were complete in themselves they were whole in themselves they were like perfect in themselves they just kept giving.
Wow, the power of giving.
Oh, it's the power of giving and the power of feeling becoming whole. And that's what we are learning. With traumatic healing, what happens is that you reintegrate all those parts of you which has got disintegrated. You talked about what is core somatic, you asked in the first. It is getting disintegrated. What we are doing over here is that we are reintegrating or integrating all those experiences back again, such that you are back to being whole. The whole is always there. You being whole and complete is always a part of you. Only thing, this disintegration doesn't allow you to connect. And that is what being evolved means. You're reintegrating. It's not about getting spiritual. And even the spiritual is all about reintegrating. Once you're complete, you rise in your spirituality. Otherwise, you're only working through different parts.
All right, coming back. What's the one small daily ritual that instantly makes you smile?
I smile. I
Lovely.
simply smile. I wake up in the morning. The first thing is that have gratitude every day. Gratitude towards my parents, first thing. Always. 24 or 7, I do that. Gratitude towards my parents because I always think with all that pain and the hurt and the struggle and all that, I wouldn't have been the kind of person I am and the kind of therapist I am or the kind of facilitator I am. It's only because they showed me the path through all the struggles that this is what you got to do without even telling me. So it's always there. And then I wake up and I look in the mirror, I smile.
That is beautiful. What does a safe nervous system feel like in one word?
It feels safe, it feels calm.
Calm. All right. Beautiful. Calm. If your inner child could ask you one question right now, what would it be?
It would not ask me now. Earlier, it would ask me. Now, it would say that I'm enough.
Wow.
It doesn't ask me now because earlier there was a lot of asking. मैं डरता हूँ इनसिक्योर हूँ गॉड मेरे को तो प्यार नहीं मिला आई एम नॉट वांटेड ये सब बोलता रहता था अभी कहता है आई एम इनफ.
All right. If you were not a healer or a homeopathic doctor, what do you think you'd be doing today?
No, I wouldn't be doing anything else. I cannot even think. I told my wife yesterday also. मेरे से कुछ और कुछ होता नहीं है यही होता है. But basically, it's all about contribution. That is what I think.
Okay.
But I don't think कुछ आता नहीं है. Like people say कि if at all you were to live a life again, क्या करोगे? I would say I would live my life again the same way. Because without my struggles, I wouldn't be here. Yeah, or maybe I would have a better therapist, a better healer. This is just a thought, but this is what goes on in my head. I would rather do the same thing. मुझे अच्छा लगता है.
Okay. And the last one, if you had one superpower for just one day, what would you use it for?
I would use it for the same thing, for being in service of people, being in contribution of people.
And
Uh,
what would your superpower be?
huh?
What would your superpower be?
Compassion.
That's beautiful, Dr. Rajiv. And with that, we come to an end of this episode. And there will be a lot more. So, for all the listeners who are listening to all of these beautiful, powerful techniques, insights, and powerful testimonials and cases that Dr. Rajiv has been working on, if you too have a query or you have a question that you would like to be addressed, please do leave your questions in the comments below. And as soon as we have a few questions built up, we will come again with one more powerful episode where Dr. Rajiv answers your questions. So please feel free to write in the comments below any queries or doubts you may have pertaining to any of what we discussed or anything else as well. And we will be happy to answer your questions. With that, thank you, Dr. Rajiv, for being there and sharing so many powerful stories, real life incidents, and how magically, how quickly, easily, and magically somatic healing within 30 minutes to 45 minutes and maximum 2 to 3 sessions can bring about such brilliant results. So, thank you for that. And thank you to all the listeners who are here. Would you like to share anything as a parting comment?
Thanks a lot for inviting over here and helping me share all this. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And for all the listeners, please do share in the comments what you felt about this episode, and a lot more coming up for you shortly.
Thank you.